As an INFJ, yes, you cause massive reactions in people just like a drug. Well, in this video, we're going to cover some of the ways that INFJs cause these mind-blowing reactions in other people. INFJs shift other people's realities. When people take certain drugs, their realities shift. Their perception shifts. And when people are around an INFJ, the same thing occurs. INFJs can see deep into people and reveal things that they didn't even know themselves or that they had been hiding from themselves. We see other people's potential, and we can see when they're not living their true and authentic lives. And we can see when they're not being their authentic selves and if they're lying to themselves. As these people interact with us INFJs, they start to see a vague image in a mirror. And the longer they stay around the INFJ, the clearer the image becomes. The image given to them by the INFJ is intoxicating. They start to see their future. It's like when Frodo was looking into Galadriels Mirror in Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings. He saw the past, he saw the future, he saw what could be, but he also saw things that were really hard to bear. And the mirror revealed to him what he must do to avoid a terrible fate. The INFJ is also a mirror, and the person interacting with them can see themselves in the INFJ. And they know that the INFJ sees into them as well. Like a drug, the INFJ is addictive. The initial interaction with an INFJ is very surreal for most people. At first, it's very addictive to be enlightened. People begin to explore themselves through the INFJ in a way that they likely never have before. The INFJ can take you places you didn't even know existed. And it can be exhilarating to explore this wild and uncharted territory. But if the person gets deep enough with the INFJ, things can start to get, well, eerie. Because the INFJ can see these hidden potentials in the other person, and because they want to help the other person better themselves, they start to bring these hidden potentials and secrets out into the light. And I want to emphasize that INFJs bring these things into the light because we truly do want what's best for the other person. Some unhealthy types will bring out weaknesses to belittle or to humiliate another person or to get ahead, but the INFJ actually wants to help the other person. Now, this is a very selfless act on the part of the INFJ. However, just like certain drugs can cause massive reactions, the INFJ can as well. The fact that we know these weaknesses about the other person and that they know that we know these weaknesses, well, that's going to cause a pretty intense reaction in itself. The truth is that as long as a person's problems or issues are kept in the dark, they can attribute it to fate, or they can say, well, that's just the way things are. In addition, if a person doesn't know that the life they're living is not their authentic life, if the person doesn't know that they're living a lie, then they can stay asleep. They can keep running with the herd and tell themselves that nothing's really ever their fault. It's just like in the movie The Matrix. Everyone was walking around in a computer simulation and they didn't even know it. The only way out was to choose to see the world the way it really was, by taking the red pill. And that's what the main character, Neo, did. INFJs are the red pill. We go around waking people up out of the Matrix to reveal truths to them that are often unsettling or maybe even life-changing. And honestly, we don't even mean to do this. It's just our true nature. These truths will bring about justice and a betterment of both the individual and the world if they're accepted. But these truths also require a rewiring of the mind, a shift in that person's perspective. And this realization causes people to have a very intense reaction to us INFJs. We're basically saying to people, wake up, this is the real you. This is your authentic self. Come with me and start living it. This basically takes away the other person's ability to pass the buck. The question is, will they choose to wake up or will they choose to keep running with the herd? If this video is helping you, consider hitting the like button and subscribing to the INFJ Circle. Many people who want to stay in a contented delusion will see you as a problem, revealing truths that they don't want to see or know. And these people will act offended by you, or they'll be uncomfortable around you. And this can cause the INFJ to stop being their authentic self around others. It's uncomfortable for an INFJ to make others feel uncomfortable. We want those around us to feel good. And when we notice that being ourselves makes some people uncomfortable, this can cause an INFJ to change themselves around others. They may decide to stop being themselves and to adopt another personality, in a sense. And this other personality is often milder and it's based on what they perceive this other person wants. And trust me when I say INFJs can tell what other people want. INFJs may also hide their strengths because we're afraid that our skills or our talents or our achievements might offend someone or might make them feel inadequate. The problem is that personality is not really us, and we're hiding our true selves. And the fact is that we can only keep our true INFJ selves at bay for so long. Eventually, our true nature will start to come out and we will begin to use our gifts. So eventually, our authentic INFJ selves will come out. Even worse, every time we show up inauthentically as someone who we're not, just because it's who we think we need to be, we're telling ourselves that we're unworthy of being who we are and that we're not enough as who we are. And this will damage your self-worth. So the solution is to be your authentic self right from the beginning. At this point, some people will ghost you. We've all experienced this, right? These people will literally run to get away from you. These are usually people that have a fixed mindset. They don't believe that they can learn or grow. These are people who want to run with the herd and do what all the other people are doing. They see you as a threat to that. These are selfish people who don't care about the state of humanity, but only about themselves. In other words, these are people we don't want to be around as INFJs. However, some people will gravitate towards you. Those who need help and those who want to improve and those who have an open mind, a growth mindset. And these are the very people we were looking for in the first place. My suggestion, and this will take some work, is to be authentic right from the beginning and let the people who vibe with you stick around and don't waste your INFJ energy on the others. This means just being you. Don't dull down your personality. Don't alter it. Humbly reveal your strengths. Don't hide them away. Always know your worth and that you really are able, as an INFJ, to see the big picture and what's coming up on the horizon. As INFJs, we need to find more NF people, intuition and feeling, people who function the same way we do. And the only way to do that is to meet a lot of people and weed out the ones who aren't a good fit. And we do this by being our authentic INFJ selves. This was a total game changer for me. And since I've been doing this, my life is so much better. Do I still have a tendency to want to make everyone around me comfortable? Absolutely. But now I have it under control. I still care. As INFJs, we're always going to care. But I won't bend my personality just to fit in with people I wouldn't mesh with anyway. INFJs are some of the kindest and most generous people you will ever meet. But the truth is, we can be a bit scary at times as well. If you want to know why INFJs are the most intimidating MBTI personality type, watch this video next.